We, grew up in the same neighborhood. We're both from San Francisco, born and raised. He's fifth generation, excuse me. Fifth.
Don't let me lose one of those generations.
Sorry.
I don't know how much longer we can keep doing this, but I'm not leaving.
It just was an idea that we had. Probably first came up when I was 17 maybe. I think that's when we first kind of just literally walking and talking about it.
That's one of the first things we bonded on. We were kids, is telling stories.
There are parts of the story that are fictional for the story, but then there are true events there's a scene with me and my mom on the bus. That's something that happened. There's Bobby's character is based off somebody that's real. You see me on the street, which parts do you think are real?
Maybe he's right. What if we shouldn't be here?
We should be here more.
Some millionaire?
The feeling that gentrification gave us in the beginning stages was a lot of anger and it was bitter. But because it took 5 years, you get older and you're like, okay, how can you approach this? And the San Francisco way to do it is just to approach it in a more loving way. That's how you want to fight back with your art.
You leave, it's not your loss. It's San Francisco.
We just captured the San Francisco that we know that is not in mainstream media, that beautiful, the soul of San Francisco. The inspiration it came very quickly for a lot of these people because a lot of them are based on real people and just real events and just San Francisco.
That's part of what we love about San Francisco growing up is it is full of these, colorful, interesting characters. And of course, God, the greatest, Danny Glover, San Francisco native. He's so empathetic and caring and I think at its best, that's what San Francisco is. It wouldn't have felt right.
It wouldn't have felt right if we didn't have him in there, honestly.
I always come back to the old house. What if it's empty? What if we just peeked inside?
We spent over a year looking for the right house. And eventually, the house that we found was one that I remembered passing by as a kid.
The house that is a character, we just casted it. I fell in love with it, basically.
Jimmy says sometimes it's a love story between a man and a house.
Pretty much.